Yo. CMPRadio.net, man. You already know this is the Cultivating Mature Positivity Podcast, man. And I have the absolute honor of sitting here with Miss Chris. I was going to call you Queen Chris. It's hard. It's hard. You still her, but you know, right now we're doing this more as a want to be professional in this setting, right? Informal, right? Miss Kristie McLaren Barnes, how are you?
How about you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Babe,
No complaints. No complaints,
it's
man.
been a while.
It has. It
Yes.
has. Right.
Long, but we're here now.
Yeah, we are. We are. We
I
are.
appreciate you for your time.
Yeah, I give my time to those running to serve our community. So let's talk about what you're doing right now. You are running for school board,
Chester Upland School District.
Chester Upland School District. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Okay.
Why?
Why am I running?
Yeah.
Honestly, this has always been a part of the plan. Like, my undergrad is in political science. I am a political scientist. So politics was definitely going to be something that I was going to jump into. Right. And for me, being an educator and having a passion for youth like I do, I just feel like school board is the place to start. It's not a paid position, so it's not like, I'm in it for the money or anything like that, but I genuinely have a care for the city and the youth in the city.
Right.
And I feel like I have some things to offer as an educator, as a Chester lifelong resident, etc.
Okay. All right. So when you decided, since the radio station has been here, right? I remember when T-Bear used to bring you through, you feel me? And he was talking about, she's going to run for office one day. And, we're at that point right now.
Yeah.
Right? In those 8 years, right?
Wow.
What do you think you picked up along the way to prepare you for this job, this seat that you want to sit in?
This duty, right?
Right.
Service to the community.
Right.
So honestly, my experience in education has been all over the place. Mm-hmm. I started off with City Year Philly, and then I came back to Chester because I was like, all right, I'm serving this youth. There's definitely a need, but if I'm doing this with these children, I should be doing this at home. Mm-hmm. So I came back, and I was, between the Boys and Girls Club, I want to say Eastern Gateway Triangle was a summer camp that I was helping out with, and then the workforce development over at City Hall. So being exposed to all of those different positions kind of gave me exposure to different youth, right? And I had to realize that there was a certain way of interacting with, people younger than me, with people closer to my age, people older than me, especially from the city of Chester. So instead of looking at things as so formal and polished and prim, I just reminded myself that we're all products of our environment, and coming to people, meeting people where they are is just as important versus, expecting them to come up to whatever level or expectation that you have for them.
Right.
So I would definitely say that kind of helped with my soft skills. And then actually getting into, working in a school building, starting off at Toby Farms and then going over to Chester High. Those experiences definitely taught me how schools are ran, could be ran,
right.
Should be ran. Right. I had the unique opportunity to help, create, if you will, a therapeutic day school for K through 8. You came a couple times actually to support us over at Toby Farms. And that was, dealing with the district's worst of the worst. Mm-hmm. And what I really learned in that experience is that they're all oversized babies. They're all our kids.
Right.
And the more love and, patience that we have, the more likely we are to actually get to somewhere, right? Because you can have a conversation with someone until you're blue in the face.
Right.
But if you don't have that trust and that, ability to adapt, then there may be times where, that connection could be missed. And with young people in particular, it doesn't really take long for them to write you off.
It doesn't.
And I think a lot of times adults kind of come into relationships with young people. Like, I'm the adult, I'm the one that's going to teach you something, you have to learn, I'm smart, you're dumb, like that type of thing. And that's never been how I approached my kids, my students. Sorry, I say my kids because they're my babies even still. Um, because I realized that they too are human. They got stuff going on just like I do. And honestly, some of the things that they got going on is beyond what I've experienced even here as an adult, you know? So being able to kind of like look at it through that lens. And then I think Chester High taught me, like, it gave me a really hard lesson about life. You know, you can come with the best of intentions, you can come ready to partner and to collaborate. But if other people aren't willing to work with you, if other people aren't willing to see that they might have to like step back for other people to step forward, then that can make it murky. So I would definitely say, like, if there was a word to sum it all up, I would say perseverance. Perseverance. I've learned how to mud through the storm, you know what I mean? And
Gotta learn.
even when, you know, you feel isolated or alone, there's still someone somewhere looking for you, watching you, waiting for you, expecting you to know the thing, you know?
Absolutely.
And I've always been humble enough to know, like, I don't know everything. And if you're coming to me with something that I don't know, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to find somebody who do.
That should be your whole goal, right? With life, right?
Okay.
Walking into a room unsure of whether you're the smartest person in the room or the dullest person. I'm not going to say dumb. The dullest person in the room, right?
Right.
Receivership.
Receivership.
The school board is under receivership. So I want to
Yep,
break
the
down
district is.
real quick, right, what receivership is, right?
Okay.
So the court appoints a receiver who acts in place of the school board for financial and administrative decisions, right? The receiver has broad powers to manage the district, including budgets, staffing, contracts, and academic recovery plans. The local school board still exists, but its powers are limited. The receiver must approve most major decisions. This structure comes from Pennsylvania's Financial Recovery Act, Act 141 of 2012, right?
Right.
So, school is under receivership. The school board is limited in power. Why you wanna run, right? Why do you want to sit in a seat that's limited, right? I know how strong you are, right? I know you don't take kindly to no BS. You feel me? Like, and I appreciate you for that. Why now?
Honestly, now just seemed like the better time than ever.
Okay.
There was 4 seats up. It's currently 7 people, I believe, on the ballot, 7 or 8.
Right. Bring the ballot up.
You're right. Let's bring the ballot up. And personally, I feel like there's still, like, even though we've been in receivership for a while. I would say over a decade at this point. So with that, I'm wondering, like, what is the collaboration that's still able to go, and how is that collaboration influencing student outcomes? We know that education is one of the very few things, it might be the only thing that you can't take from someone, which is how we know that knowledge is power. So when it comes down to, like, you know, being a participatory citizen in society, right? Like, we want our youth to graduate, be able to sustain some type of employment, some type of further education, whatever the case may be, for them to be okay, to take care of themselves, and then, you know, build up their own family, do the same process, rinse and repeat with their kids. We also want them to participate in things like student council meetings, PTA, volunteering in the community. And those are some of the things that are automatically going to kind of be with a person once they graduate or once they find value in their education. So for me, this is where we have to start in order for the city to be turned over. We have to start with the younger generation. We have to start with the youth that is being brought up in this education system, because we know that the world doesn't love them. Like, we know that, right? School to prison pipeline,
Major.
right? Standardized testing.
Major.
We know that this system isn't necessarily built for us. However, we also know that as a people, we persevere.
Right.
So with that, what is the influence, right? What is the conversations that we're having with the receiver? What is his agenda? What is, like our goals? How are we moving that agenda forward? Are we supporting each other? Are we informing the public? Is the public taking accountability and holding us accountable? What does that process look like? So for me, yeah, I'm one person, on a board full of folks, but I also am that one person who isn't scared to ask the question. I'm not scared to, like question the power, and everything can be done in a respectable and dignified way, right? I'm not really here saying that I'm going to be the radical shaking the table, but right. I am someone that's of accountability, and I am someone of knowledge and information. You can't just tell me anything and I just take that and be okay with it. Right. It has to make sense. And I think that, well, I don't think, I know that our students deserve someone that's willing to say, hey, what about the kids? Right. And that's not to say that that's not happening now. Right. I just know for a fact that's something I could bring to the table for force.
Absolutely. Would you consider yourself the youngest person on the school board? Anybody younger than you? You ain't think about that?
No, I did not think about that.
You ain't think about that?
I did not think about that. And if I could be completely honest with you, P, I'm used to being the youngest in the room. Okay. So I will say that that's not necessarily a surprise to me, especially when it comes down to like public service in Chester City. When you look at some of our, organizers, or the leaders of these organizations, a lot of them are seasoned. They've been here for a while, and they know, the story behind Chester. They really got to experience what Chester used to be. Right. And I mean, I feel like I got a little bit of that experience too.
Oh, listen.
Not to that degree, but like I
you
remember
have experience.
a time.
Right,
yeah, I remember a time
I
could walk from one end of the city to the other and speak to several people along the way, and knew that I had eyes on me to be able to go tell my mom or go tell my brother what I was doing. So like, there was never a time that I could just be reckless in the city. Right. And I think that now that has gotten a lot laxed. Okay. But I do feel like even with being the youngest, even with being not the youngest, like we do need some fresh blood.
Yes, we do.
Right?
Yes,
and I think that once some of my students see that I'm running, they'll be like, oh, wait, am I registered to vote? Right. Oh, wait, am I, did I? And I also know that there's probably some students who may not, really get this process or understand why I'm running or feel like this might be a waste of time or whatever the case is.
It's not.
But for me, my ultimate goal is for somebody, anybody, to be like, you know what? I can step up. Yeah. And maybe it's not school board. Maybe it's council. Maybe it's just coming to support the actual school board meetings and passing along the information.
Come on.
Maybe it's asking the questions as a parent. Maybe it's asking the questions as a teacher. Maybe it's, like whatever that might look like for you. My goal is for all of us to be like, okay, wait, how can I add? How can I contribute? What am I doing to actually make sure that I'm like on the right side of history this go around?
Yes, yes. Oh, man.
I know. I'm sorry. Sometimes I go.
No, and that's okay.
But this is definitely something I'm passionate about.
And I see that.
Something that I don't take lightly. And I also feel like, a lot of times we kind of had this expectation of people to be prim and polished when we're running. And I'm a product of my environment. Like, I grew up in the city. I went to Chester High.
Come on.
So just as much as I love, like going to community events and volunteering my time, I love to make it to work and be on time and do a good job as an educator. I love to hang out with my friends and go to social events and stuff like that. Like, you're going to see me at homecoming. You definitely saw me at homecoming. I have Chester pride, and I'm not ashamed of that.
You shouldn't be ashamed of that. But like I said, there comes a time when the youth has to take charge. See, when things are happening and it doesn't seem fair, it doesn't seem right, you need the youth to step up, you feel me, and ask questions, right? Because this is more catered towards them because of things tend to trend the way they go, right? So if it's going down, it's going to continue to go down for at least another 10 years, right? So you need somebody to step up and say, hold up, I've experienced this. I know why it's going down. Let me speak to the people. Let me get them to move forward, right? Do you think? I know you do. I don't even want to ask this question. I'm not. You always have had a heart for the community, right? From cleanups to having your own podcast to talking about the things that need to be talked about to pushing people to want to be great, right? What drives you to keep showing up for Chester even when it's hard?
That's a loaded question. Because, like, I had to take a step back.
Yeah, we all do.
Chester took a
A
lot,
lot. A lot.
a lot
A
from
lot.
me. And it was really hard to kind of like remind myself of the why.
Mm.
But if I don't, who will?
Mm.
It's real simple,
Mm.
like, and it's people like we're blessed because we have people like you who've been able to persevere. Like you mentioned, 8 years ago, when I first got affiliated with the station, is what we're talking about, and you've been able to be here consistently for those 8 years. I couldn't maintain my community cleanups. I couldn't, like maintain some of the other volunteer work that I was doing. And this is full transparency. Like, life happens, and I literally had to, like, I hit a bottom, and I literally had to not humble myself because I've, always been willing to take accountability and knew that I don't know everything. But I really had to pick myself up by the bootstraps and be like, all right, girl, nobody's coming to save you.
Nobody.
So
Nobody.
that was a really hard time in life. That was a really hard process, but that definitely gave me more grit. And like, I'm a little more angry now because I wanna see what's up. Like,
Right.
what we doing?
What's up? Yeah,
Because we're talking about generations of people's lives. Not to mention the lives that we lost. Like, how are we paying homage to them?
I see on your flyer you say bipartisanship.
Mm-hmm.
What role does collaboration play in bringing healing and progress to our school district, to our city?
Healing and progress. I love those words.
Right.
Because like we've experienced some stuff, and I think a lot of people, especially a lot of people in the city, have gotten used to some of the trauma that we've been exposed to, especially our community trauma.
Right.
Now, this isn't to take away from the reduction in our community violence.
No.
Not at all. However, we do know that if you don't have something, if you don't love yourself enough, then you're not going to care for your next man. And if you don't care for your next man, it's always going to be you versus them.
Right.
And in that process, for me, education is the only way to address that. Because, again, education, information, knowledge, especially about yourself, is something that no one can take away from you. So when you're addressed or confronted with something that doesn't, line to what you know, it's easier for you to shut that down versus to entertain it. So I think that collaboration is like the key in making sure that the agenda gets moved forward, and that agenda should definitely include healing and progress.
Right.
Like I mentioned, we don't really like to talk about it, but there's definitely a lot of bias that can come up in the school building, right? Students are coming in 7:30 in the morning. Teachers have already been there. Who knows what either of us woke up to?
Right.
Who knows what either of us went to sleep to?
Right.
And we're expected to coexist like everything is all, happy-go-lucky all the time. And the reality of the situation is that's not the case all the time, and that's okay.
Why don't they start their day off with a meditation? Like
A woosah, right?
Yeah, like hit the bell or something. Because you don't know when a person leaves school, when a person comes back to school, it's some time in between that.
There's some time in
right?
between.
And you don't know what they've experienced, what they've gone through, right? So for everybody just to come together and say, listen, personally, I don't know what you've experienced, right? But I've experienced some stuff leaving school and then going back the next day and it's like,
yeah.
Right? And let's just take a break. Let's get a couple minutes 5 minutes of quiet. You feel me? There's some water over there. There's some juice over there. Right? There's an orange or a donut, right?
Or a donut.
And then let's start our day, right? Let's start our day on purpose.
Yeah.
With purpose, right?
I agree. I think, my education experience started with Camelot when I started, but, progressed with Camelot. And we always started and ended the day the same way with Town Hall. Right. And Town Hall was kind of a way to just kind of like center yourself. It was also a way for me as an educator to kind of get a scan of like, okay, so-and-so's off.
Right.
Maybe I shouldn't be too aggressive with such and such. She might not be ready to talk just yet.
Right.
But I think, again, a lot of adults feel like children or younger people, anyone beneath them, if you will, should automatically just serve or surrender to them. And that's not the case because people are people. Children are people too.
Most of these kids are surviving.
Most of these kids are surviving.
I had to
Where's
really.
the bell, P? You took my bell away?
Yeah, I took the bell away. Right. I had to really sit.
Ding.
I had to really sit with myself and ask why am I different? And then I had to think about it. I didn't survive. I didn't struggle. You feel me? Like
growing up.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
raised in abundance. I was raised in love. My
Yeah.
grandmother loved me. She dropped me
Yeah.
off in front of the high school.
Yep.
I love you, John. Everybody looking at me like, I love you, John. Like, oh nigga, we gonna fuck you up when you get inside. You feel me? Like, she picked me.
I definitely understand that.
She loved me. My aunts loved me. My cousins loved me. My family loved me, right? So even when I went outside and I was in the street, people still loved me, right? I never wanted to hurt anybody. I was just trying to make some money. And it was fun. I ain't had to, boy. But then when you think about it and you see the kids today, right, they're not hustling for money. They're hustling for a status, or they're doing something for respect. And it's like, yo, you can never have enough respect.
Yeah.
Like, you'll always want more, right? Just like you'll never have enough money, but money is different, right? So for you to know these children the way that you know them and see them, do you think that's a pro on your side, or do you think that's a con? Like, nah, she too friendly, right? Can people say she too friendly with the kids, or are they like, no, the kids respect her?
I would say both, because I think that I definitely got pushback, feedback that I was like too nice to my kids. And again, even me calling them kids versus students or scholars or young people or children, they are and still are mine. I feel just as connected to them as I do with my own family, and I am not as student facing now, right? I haven't been in the classroom in about 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, I forgot. I had to be somewhere at 3 o'clock today, and I forgot all about it. I had to be over at Chester Education Foundation and talk to the kids, and I ain't go. And I know they mad at me, but I had my daughter, and I was trying to put her down for a nap, and I forgot. I did. You feel me? So
no, but that process
I just thought about that.
It was random, but that process is real though. Like, putting a child to sleep, having that warm body next to you, like that's a thing.
That's a thing.
But
damn.
Sorry,
That's okay.
If people think that I'm too nice, or if the students respect me. So I'm sure that there's going to be some students that was like, Miss Barnes didn't really make a difference in my life, right?
I don't know
she
why.
was there, she was cool, like, all right, but I don't really feel like it was, like, I'm sure that someone feels like that, but I'm also sure that someone's like, Barnes is my right hand. If I call her right now, she's going to answer the phone, And it's not necessarily, I don't have this relationship with them for that reason. I have this relationship with them because I genuinely care, and this is the relationship that we formed, right? There's some students who, like, to this day, I still keep in contact with. There's some students that I see walking down the street, and it's a hi, how you doing? But it's not a busting it up on the phone type situation. Right. The main thing about me in general is love, unconditional love. And sometimes that could be a downfall.
It can.
But I am very intentional with looking at people as human and realizing that we all are living life for the first time. Right. And me being the adult in the room, the least I can do is make space for you. Right. The least I can do is give you capacity to be able to feel, to be, because I don't know what you are faced with once you leave my presence.
Absolutely.
So in my classroom, we definitely had moments where it was like, you know what, y'all? Let's just take some time to just like woosah, right? I'm not really expecting y'all to do any work, but let's not be disruptive and let's just be for a moment. Right. There was times where I needed a mental break. Right. So how am I going to force y'all to do something that I can't even do? Right. And I think that's the difference between me and some of the other educators, especially because I hate hearing these kids. Oh, these kids can't. These kids don't. I don't know what's up with these kids. These kids is different. Like, I hate that term because they're our kids, like, so what are you doing to contribute to a different mindset shift? How are you taking advantage of every conversation that you have with this person and making sure that they can trust older people, that they can go to somebody and advocate for themselves?
Let's go.
And I definitely feel like when we talk about receivership and we talk about the expectation of the board, yeah, I'm limited in power, but what is my influence doing? When I step into the room, is it, oh, she's not going to really care what we say, she'll just vote for whatever, or is it, let's make sure our I's are dotted and our T's is crossed because Chris not playing when it comes down to these kids. You know what I mean? And we all know that, like, finances is always going to be a thing, right? Personal finances, especially in this climate currently, There's some things coming down the pipeline
Bro.
that's going to knock us on our behinds
Right.
if we don't do something right now.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of us are forgetting the fact that we have generations behind us that's going to feel it even more. So again, what are you doing? You know, like, once you know better, you have to do better.
That's it.
There's too many of us that know that we could do something and just sitting back and being like, well, they the ones that's running.
Yeah.
Or they're the ones that's in office.
Yeah.
Well, she the one that said that she could qualify. Okay.
Right.
How are you going to hold me accountable?
Right. Hold them accountable.
What's that going to look like?
I think when we think about voting in our community, you know, I'm big on that, right? Because that is beyond power. You feel me? Like, if you watch and you see what, you know, the current president did while Barack Obama was in office, right? Constantly coming at him and questioning him and asking him for things, right? He emboldened the left, the party that supports him. Then you think about the election he lost when they went into and tore things up, right? They're ready, right? They know, like, what they want, to the point where he runs again, and so voting is power. Right? Understand that. So when I tell people in the city, when you don't vote, you're negating your power. When you don't vote, you're silencing yourself. Because you can not vote, that person wins, and you go in there and you complain for 4 years.
And let me tell you, I don't want to hear it. If you don't submit, if you don't make your voice known in that voting booth, don't come to me talking about what could have, should have, would have been done.
Did you vote? No. Excuse you.
And it's not even, because I can understand how some people don't want to get caught up in the politics.
What?
I can understand that. I can, because it gets murky and people lie, and some other people aren't as willing to be transparent. There's a difference between honesty and transparency. So honesty is giving you just enough information, right? Transparency is giving it all.
Everything. You can see. Come on in.
And exactly. Yeah. And I feel like a lot of people are trying to, like, hide their hand. When in all actuality, what happens in the dark comes out to the light.
Can't really hide your hands right now. It's too many people talking about everybody's hands. And
there's a source that's bigger than all of us that knows all things. So what are you, like, who are you really trying to fool?
You get exposed every time. You get exposed every time. So I want everybody to understand that election is in 2 weeks, bro. Like, just yesterday, I was like, November 4th already? Damn. Yeah. Election 2 weeks, right? This year has flew by. Right, if I just remember the Eagles winning the Super Bowl, and it's like,
I know, right? I was just out there.
It's November already, right? Thanksgiving is coming. You feel me? Like Christmas, my birthday. It's like, oh man, it's not fair.
My birthday. I like how you do that.
You feel me? Like, you know, December 22nd. You know, I'm a Capricorn. You know what I mean? Hit me up. You feel me? Somebody want to take me somewhere? That's cool. You feel me? You feel me? We can do dinner or something like that. But more than anything, man, I just want my community to know, like, number one, how much I love you, right? For your strength and for the walls that you continue to run into. You feel me? With no care for yourself. You feel me? Like, that's important. You're doing something. You know, I didn't want you to run for school board. I wanted you on council.
You did.
You feel me?
Yes.
And I told you run, and I got you. You feel me? And we'll make it happen. Literally, we can do that. But you was a little quiet with this run, right? You know, you. Let's talk about how your name got knocked off the ballot, right? Can I get that, please?
Sure. Let's talk about it.
All right. You're running again. Okay. Look, I want y'all to pay attention, right? This is Pierre. This is not Kristie Barnes about to say this stuff, right? So
thank you so much.
So if anybody wants to attack anybody, you know where I am, 314 Penn Street. Stop by. You want to interview? Come through here. I don't care who you are. We got Amanda Johnson, Tequila Rice, Khalif Polk, Thaddeus Kirkland, the Honorable Thaddeus Kirkland, giving much respect for his years of service to our community. Mm-hmm. Some might say disservice to our community, but we're not doing that. Kristie McLaren Barnes, Darrell Kelly, Trina Johnson. All of y'all can get an interview. All of y'all can come up here and talk about what you're going to do on the school board. If you're elected, we can have a conversation. We can talk a little bit. But Kristie hit me up first, right? And I told her, I said, you know, I want to talk about how your name got knocked off the ballot for the Democratic. You feel me? Like, and who was really behind that? Because he was knocking a lot of people off a lot of ballots.
A lot of people off of a lot of ballots.
Right.
It was a whole group of us.
And it wasn't just you. It was you. It was Adelaide. Mm-hmm. You feel me? And she was running for council, right?
No, she was running for school board.
She was running for school board too? Oh man.
or at least to my knowledge, yeah.
Right. Adelaide, did
It
she
was
went
a couple people that I was running for council.
she went after Roe?
Yep.
You feel me? Like, and so he went after Roe, not she. I'm sorry. I apologize. That's not what I meant to say.
That's not what you meant.
I know, not at all. Not at all. Right. When you put in your paperwork, you thought it was right.
All right, so I put in my paperwork. I thought it was right, yeah.
Right.
I asked if there was anything that I was missing, if, because I actually turned it in early.
Right.
Because I was like, you know what, I didn't want to,
Be-
run the risk of a
Right,
deadline
right,
or something happen and I can't get in on enough time, whatever the case may be, especially with working in Philly now, like, travel is a thing now.
Absolutely. It's a big thing.
It's a big thing. So yeah, I thought that everything was good. And keep in mind that I am like, reaching out to people for resources, like people who are currently on the board, people who used to be on the board, like, hey, what is my checklist? Like, what are the things that I need to do? What are the things that you did?
Right.
How did that work, et cetera? And, all green lights, everything's a go.
Right.
Everything's a go. That's green light. Shout out to Young Dolph. So, yeah, imagine my surprise when I got a knock on my door from our honorable former mayor, that is.
And then he's delivering these things like he can't.
Which is illegal, yeah.
He's not allowed to.
Yeah, if you're the suing party or the receiving party, like either one, you're not supposed to be like in any type of contact prior to or after the case.
So why?
I don't know. Oh well, I mean, who's stopping him?
Intimidation.
And I also feel like it's like, because so I
I
got my master's.
I love you. I know that's how you came to the door. I love you,
this
sister.
This isn't personal.
This isn't personal, but you just got to
This
get
is
off
political.
because the only way I can win is if you ain't on here.
Okay, he ain't say all.
That's what he said. That's what he might as
That's
well
what
have said.
his physical.
That's what he said.
Okay, with
Right?
his body language, with the nonverbals.
like-
Hey, baby love, my baby love.
Like that's because if your name was on the Democratic joint, he wouldn't have won. You feel me?
I can't confirm or deny
I can confirm and deny.
What I can confirm.
I can confirm and
what
deny.
I will say is, Thaddeus Kirkland definitely played a big role in my love for politics,
Right.
especially as a child.
With a lot of children.
I did. I took the trips with him to Harrisburg.
Come on.
He would let me. He would let us all like get the tour of the office. He would take us out to eat afterwards.
Come on.
Sponsor the bus back and forth. I did my college internship at his office here in Chester.
Right.
So there definitely was like a lot of love and respect there. And honestly, there still isn't
Any
bad
malice or
blood.
any like upset.
Yeah,
It's
because I
just
can't
business.
help how you feel me. I can't help how you interact with me. I can't help how you feel about me.
Come
But
on.
what I am going to do is always be me. And I'm going to show up as my authentic self,
Come
10
on, come
toes
on,
down
come on, come on.
every time. So I'm never going to be a yes man. I'm never going to have a number that you can like dangle over my face or like I must say, like, I've been through things early enough in life for me to know at this point better.
Better.
And because I know better, I got to do better.
Boy, that's all
So
you can
even
do.
when you were like, how did I kind of get myself to the point where I want to run? Like, I knew better.
Right.
I knew that I'm the one that actually, like, when I left, when I graduated high school and I left for college, I was not coming back to the city of Chester. I was not. And then I went to HBCU, thank God for Lincoln University, and the black girl in me woke up. And I realized that if I didn't go back and show the way of how I got here, how in the heck would they be able to find their way?
Right.
Because it wasn't anybody that paved the way for me.
Right.
Like, I had a parent that was educated.
Right.
I had a parent that was willing to, like, make the sacrifice for me to be able to supersede her.
Right.
And then I had to inadvertently teach students who didn't have that same foundation.
Right.
So like you said, you grew up in love. You grew up in abundance. You didn't have to worry about your next meal. You was able to lay your head down in a peaceful environment.
Right.
And we all got our stuff. Let's
we
not
all
make
do.
it seem like life was perfect.
No, it wasn't perfect.
But compared to some of the things that my students are going through, I would have never.
Nothing.
I would have never.
Nothing there. Right.
I would have never been able to make it. So the least I can do is spread the knowledge that I have. And whether it's applicable or not, I did my due diligence.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
go.
if you're able to take it and run with it, cool. If not, toss that to the person behind you. Keep your journey going.
Man.
And I'm cool with that. I don't have to be the one to come up with the ideas. I don't have to be the smartest one in the room. I just want to make sure that there is somebody that's saying, hey, what about the students?
Yep.
Or, hey, When was the last time we asked the parents what they wanted or the community how they felt? And again, this isn't to assume that this isn't already happening. It's just to make sure that there's a newer face that has a little bit of experience, has a little bit of, je ne sais quoi to bring to the table.
I'm sorry,
I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm going to jump off every time, so.
Hey, it's nothing. Like I said.
We didn't even. I'm sorry.
What?
That's what we was talking about. The
What?
process, how
The
it
process.
happened.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
That's my fault.
So you get kicked off. You feel me? The ballot, right? You're not. And
I mean, that experience in itself though was different,
right.
Because the judge really was doing his job,
right.
And I think that a lot of the people in the room wanted him to realize who was really playing,
right.
Who the master puppet, the puppet master was.
Right.
But in the court of law, it's either you can prove that it did happen, or you can't prove that or you can prove it didn't happen. And for all intents and purposes, we did not have the form that we were supposed to submit prior to, which is a financial statement. It just basically is like if you owe any entity, I think it's $3,000 or $5,000 or more, you have to list that with the amount and submit that to. I'm not sure what that's pertaining to.
This is whatever you run for anything.
Yeah, because even the school board is a non-paying position. Right. So it's not like I can vote on the money anyway.
Right. So if you owe any entity, any public entity in the city or any entity. So if you owe taxes, you got to list that. You feel me? If you owe credit cards, you got to list that.
Let's be honest, you can give you can write the information that you want. It's not like it's a whole sheet for you. It's literally a line.
Right.
And it's a signature that you need basically. So yeah, that wasn't tied to my original application.
Right.
And the judge did his job. There was a lot of anger and frustration in the courtroom.
I bet it was.
It was a lot of angst, and I think that a lot of people wanted everyone to tell it off. And I also knew that I was, I cross-filed.
Right.
And he was challenging the Democrat,
right, and not
the Republican.
Right. So hold on. Nope, I'm not gonna do that. Anyway, I'm like, if you didn't file it for Democrat, that means you didn't file it for Republican.
I mean, but we here though.
You definitely here.
We here though.
Hey, it's over. It's a done deal. You feel me? That's crazy.
That is crazy. And I think the biggest
so
part
obviously
about
it's not something that you have to have. It's just something that if someone brings it up.
Because anyone can challenge your application.
Oh.
Even if I could have challenged his.
He's so savvy.
But see, this is what decades of being
in
political power can do.
Well, don't worry about it. We'll get it in court.
Exactly. the bobs and weaves.
Right.
And again, it's also important because this is knowledge, right?
Yeah.
Why isn't that passed down?
Right. It isn't passed down because you don't want to give people the power. And if you give people the power, anybody can be powerful. You feel me? But are you powerful in sharing the knowledge and giving the knowledge, right? You can have properties. You can have money. You can be able to...
History.
Yes. But if you're not sharing that history with the community, right, you don't want the community to move forward, right? You don't want I don't want nobody to get no power. They can knock me off.
Or you don't want anybody to move forward without you.
No. Move forward, please. Please move forward.
I don't want anyone to move forward without
Please
you.
move forward.
Yeah, I definitely feel like that definitely was oh, wow. And if anything, he definitely showed me how much of a threat I have to be. Because it's not that I'm not qualified, right? Or am I not qualified? Did we have that conversation? Was that what was brought to court? No. And even the initial, it's not personal, it's political. Okay.
It's not personal, it's political. I would love for you to be a part of my party or my team and keep things moving. Let me show you how to get it done, right?
Mm-hmm. Or, hey, Chris, did you know you needed to submit this? I'm not sure what you did.
Right.
Just pass. Give me a fair shot.
Right.
If I lose, I lose.
Yeah, let the voters declare who they want, right?
How he gonna make the decision for y'all?
Yeah.
How y'all gonna let him make the decision for y'all?
I just want everybody to go out and vote, man. November 4th, right?
Yes. Whether you vote for me or not, please just go out, please.
What do you mean, whether they vote for you or not?
Listen. Some people already got their mind made up.
One, two,
some people
three,
can definitely
4, 5,
change.
6, 7.
Would I want your vote? Absolutely. Would I appreciate your vote? Absolutely. Will I come back and make sure that I'm holding myself accountable to whatever your expectation is?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, that's what voting for you does.
However,
right.
Just make your voice known, because they keep overlooking us and they keep saying, oh, well, Chester don't care. They're not really worried about it. They cool with how things are going on. You know, if they want it different, they'll do different. Prove them wrong. Stop letting people talk about y'all making decisions about you and you not even in the room. No decision about me without me. Come on. Sorry, I know I be.
No, you're good. You're good. I would just take a woo side, like just.
I know, because sometimes it could really rile you up.
Right? It doesn't rile me up. I know. I understand why he does what he does. I get it, right? I do. I just don't understand why he wants to sit on the school board.
I honestly feel like, like state rep, mayor, school board.
Right. You should go up higher.
Or
he's just trying to win things.
Retire.
Retire.
Yeah, mentor the ones that wants to come up.
No, he's not. He ain't doing no mentoring.
Like, hey guys, these are some of the things that's going to be held accountable. This is who you could talk to.
He might mentor
about
some
such a like bridge the gap between what we don't know and what we need to know. Be that person that's like, willing to share the information and, help somebody else up. And who's to say that that's not happening? Thank you, Ray. Who's to say that that's not happening? But you can do that to me.
You said thank you. Who you thanking?
I'm on Instagram Live.
Oh, hey, Instagram Live. How y'all doing? You feel me? Like
Uncle P said, hey, y'all.
Well, welcome.
I don't got Facebook. I got to get Facebook.
Why you don't got Facebook? Oh, I only want to know. You were sharing.
I didn't. It was not even my fault.
I
really feel like somebody else had access to my stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just really sad because I've had that Facebook since 2009. So like
all your
my
friends.
not even that, but even like politically, like some of the things that I was advocating for about Chester, some of the things that, like some of the conversations, and with social media is it's like, once you put something out on the internet, it's always there, but that's not necessarily the case. Or it might always be there, but you can't access it.
Right. I get that. Is there anything you want to say before you get up out of here, man, before I let you go, man? I'm super, super stoked to be able to go and vote for you, man. I didn't get to see your name on the ballot when I voted in March or whenever.
Oh, yeah, because a lot of people didn't know. I didn't even know that it was really going to show up. That's why the day of, I was sending out info like, hey, y'all.
I wanted to change my party.
I believe it. I'm sorry.
No,
yeah, because in the primary, Republicans only vote for Republicans, yes.
And I was like,
I mean, the beautiful thing is I still made it, surprisingly so.
What you mean surprisingly?
Okay.
There was probably only 3 people on the ballot.
Hear me out.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm a registered Democrat. I really don't have much affiliation with the Republican Party.
Right.
And they were very supportive of me.
Why wouldn't they be?
Because a lot of people... You know what? You're absolutely right. A lot of people kind of like set this up to be them versus us, which is why it was so important for me to put on my flyer bipartisan, because I'm realizing, again, people are human and we all are trying to get a better quality of life. So why not work together? Try to figure that out.
We fight wars that do not benefit us.
Hello.
When we are confused and we're fighting against each other, listen, there are many people in this community that are... I was a Republican for many years. Mm-hmm. The only reason why I changed is, I guess, to vote for... You feel me? It was no Republican Party in the city.
Oh, okay.
So if I want to be able to vote, I want to be able to vote every time we can vote.
Right.
And if there's no Republican Party, then there's no candidates.
Right.
So I'm not going to... Why are there no... If you got Republican for school board, there should be Republican for council. But if there's no Republican for council, why would I be a Republican? So now I get to sit and not go vote and not do... It doesn't make sense.
I definitely never realized it from that perspective. But I do think that it's important to mention like the negative affiliation of the Republican Party because of our national politics. And I think that one, that makes the need that important to separate the difference between local and national election, because like national election is definitely important, yes, but your local election is determining like what's going on with your school district, how is taxes
city,
being handled,
right? Are you fixing potholes? How are the police treating you? Who's holding the police accountable?
Where's the bell?
Right. Oh man.
Thank you.
You happy now?
But for real, yes, I love the bell. It's a signature, especially for Queen Kurt. But I do all those things, right? And a lot of times, again, we've heard people sit on Facebook and just nag and vent and have all these things to say, but aren't actually doing anything to make sure that things are being done. We started the cleanups because we felt like, especially during the pandemic, nothing was being done about the city trash. Instead of pointing the fingers, I think our first interview was here on CMP Radio, and someone asked, like, well, did you ask for help? And we were like, no, we just got up and did it. Like,
why ain't nobody asked? Well, I mean, we thought maybe you would come out and pick up the bags.
Or, like, maybe us being the ones that's willing to say, you know what, this is important. Right. Somebody else would be like, you know what, this is important too. Yeah. You know, like, all right, you can't support us here, but are you willing to help out here? Yeah. And I think that's, again, a part of that collaboration that's so needed in the city. So last words, I would say, hey, Lottie Dottie and everybody, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really hope that I shined a light on my qualifications for running for school board for our lovely Chester City, Chester Upland School District. I do have, you know, like, plenty of conversations, plenty of ideas on collaborations, plenty of suggestions to offer. And I'm willing to have those conversations. So if you see me out and about, just please don't just come up to me and start talking. Like, say hey, let me know what we're talking about. I definitely experienced that homecoming. Somebody just came up and was like, I saw, they didn't even say they saw Jameer's thing. They was just like, I said unqualified. And I'm like, okay, you talk about me or what are we talking about? And apparently Jameer had mentioned something about, like, you know, wanting to reach out to us and, like, trying to figure out for this school board who is qualified and who isn't qualified. And although I'm very open to have conversation, I definitely want to still be able to, like, be addressed as a human, you know, like us kind of have a conversation versus just being, like, attacked or hearing one-off conversations. Because, you know, that be making a difference and stuff and things. So not opposed to having the conversations. Welcome them. Very much so.
Say hi. Listen, I'm just super excited, you know, to even be able to vote for you. I want you to understand that the cmpradio.net is you know where it is. You know you can bring whatever you need to bring here. It's never a problem, right? If you know anybody else that's running that wants to get out, and let them know what's your platform. What do you stand for? You feel me? You know, I know you, right? So
yeah.
I'm
it's
just going
easy for you.
Go vote for Kristie Barnes, man. 95 on your ballot, man. Hit the number. Hit it 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10 times if you can.
Just make sure that it's highlighted when you're done.
Right. Yeah. Color it all the way in. It's like taking a test. Listen, community. Shout out to Josh, man. R.I.P. to Josh, man. I miss him, bro. This is important. This is important, right? Voting is important, right? Regardless, if you can't see how important voting is, right? When we voted for a black president, we shifted so many mindsets in our community. Mindsets that were closed off, mindsets that didn't think they can do anything, mindsets that were not dreaming, mindsets that were closed. When we elected and when we put Barack Obama in the office, we also opened up other mindsets that want us to remain the way we were. They came at him, they yelled at him, they fussed at him, they disrespected our president, right? Even then, we stopped voting. We didn't vote for Senate. We didn't vote for the House. We didn't make sure it turned over and it supported him. Yeah. So the things that he wanted to do were blocked, right? Yes, he was looking out for the LGBTQ. He was looking out for everybody else that he was looking out for, and he didn't really look, because he didn't really have to do a lot for us. You want to know why? He just gave us hope. He was our leader. My president is black. You feel me? It was more than a song, bro. It was a belief. It was something that you can be whatever you want to be in this country, that they can't take that away from you. You have to fight. Do you have to fight? Absolutely. Fighting not each other, fighting not in your community, but fighting against the stereotypes and the things that they put inside of our community. So, November 4th, get out there, vote, come out. Please come out. Please come out and vote. Please come out and vote. Please. I would love.
I took off for work that day.
I need at least 7,000.
At least
7,000. At least 7,000 people to come out and vote. Please. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna take anything from you. Right? But we need to come out and vote. We need to show that, listen, if we can show the county how powerful we are, because they don't want us to believe that we're powerful.
Hello.
They want us to believe that we're second class, third class, fourth class citizens that can't get anything. They want to continue to, if we can show the people in charge, the people that's running locally, that we have strength, that we have numbers, that we do come out. Homecoming is a great event. If we can get everybody that was at homecoming to come out and vote, to care enough to put their name on a ballot and put that ballot in, to have it counted as a vote for whoever. I'm not telling you who to vote for. No. Right. If you like somebody, if you agree with them, if you think things have changed, write them in. Write their name on the line. If you feel like their name is already there, fill in their box. Support them. Ain't that right, Jordan? High five. All right. Well, the baby's up. And, you know. I'm coming, baby. I got you. Right. So give me her hand. She's such a
she's such a girl.
She's such a lady.
Yes.
I'm trying. Okay. I don't know how you.
I'm trying. You're doing. What you mean? You doing?
Anyway,
sure.
I'm not going to say that. Anyway, we are at a moment in time that we will never forget. This moment that we're in right now, he's tearing down the White House to put a ballroom.
Yes.
Like,
the whole East Wing.
Just think about that.
Because with who money? Like
where's the money coming from?
Where's the money coming from?
The government shut down and we don't get no food stamps. But that's more like king behavior to me, and I get it.
Tyrant.
I understand it, right? I do. He told you he was going to do all this stuff. So he gave some people that work overtime. Now they ain't getting no taxes on their overtime, so they okay with it. What the rest of us dealing with. And I'm not really dealing with anything. I always said the president really don't affect me because I know how to get my money right.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not.
Teach me.
I'm not, like, literally.
What, I need to have the
You feel me? Huh?
Is it the dependence?
The depend. I thought you said something else. I was so say no. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Even though I could sell it, it's not no big deal. You feel me? But life. I mean, you got stuff you can sell too. Like, get to your dollar.
Jordan.
Get to your dollar the best way you know how, man. But come out and vote, man. Come out, make your voice heard. Vote for who you want to vote for. Listen, it's a crazy ballot, man. Like, it's so many names on the ballot.
I think it's 4 seats up. It's 8 people, 7 people.
Not just the ballot, not just that, right? I wrote it down. I ran through it in the show last week. Right, we got the sheriff. You feel me?
Oh yeah.
You feel me?
Yep.
We got county controller. You feel me? We got judge of superior court.
Yep.
You feel me? We got county council. You feel me?
The Supreme Court justices.
We got city council. You feel me? We got the register of wills. You feel me? We got our school district. It's
a lot.
It's a lot.
It is.
So just pay attention, right? And make sure you vote, man. Make sure you come out and let your voice be heard, man. This is CMPRadio.net, man. One last thing before we get up out of here. What does C Pride mean to you?
Oh, my God. C Pride.
C Pride?
I got to say perseverance again. Because I feel like so many people, there was times where, like, my application was pushed to the back because I had 19013 on it.
Boy.
There was applications that got denied, not because I didn't qualify, but because I was a graduate of Chester High.
Boy.
Oh, you being 7th in your class isn't really that prestigious at that school.
Boy.
You know, and all of those little things really played a big role in me just kind of being like, you know what, I can't wait to prove y'all wrong. And that's why every homecoming I wear the same, well, not the same hoodie, but I wear the same logo. Or the same saying that I'm a product of my environment. I'm a part of my environment. I'm a product of my environment. Excuse me. Chester Pride. And yeah, like the good, the bad, the ugly. Like I said, I'm polished, I'm prim, I'm all those things. I'm a community servant. I have no problem with asking for help. I have no problem with helping my next man, right? But I'm also going to be the person showing up at homecoming. I'm also going to be the person busting it up with my homegirls and having conversations with my former students, like all of those things. And to me, all of those things are Chester, right? Like you're going to see me, BNCs, Aunt B's, and nerds know me by first name. Chris with a K, two S's, too. Because I'm big on supporting my community, right? Even there's times like where you're posting stuff and I'm like, hey, how can I volunteer for this? Or can you send me this so I can share it? Like those little things definitely make a big difference, because if we don't, then nobody else will. If we don't take the pride, then nobody else will. So I make sure that I get up and I give them a reason to talk about us in a good way.
Right. That's awesome. So I have Rich Bly asked a question on the live. You know, I don't have the TV in the room no more, so you know.
Yeah, because I'm used to
seeing the TV, seeing yourself. People get enamored with themselves and
just start staring.
Then we lose focus, right? You know, I'm already losing focus over here anyway. But national, he says, 38% of high school graduates cannot read on their level, right? Mary Gay Scanlon did a report on the decline of education. On decline of the education of Chester Upland School District and others, right? Mm-hmm. What would be a solution to raise the percentage of youth having the ability to read under your vision?
So that would go into curriculum development and grade improvement. And again, these are also a part of the daily operations that we cannot vote for because we're in receivership. However, I'm wondering what's the metric that we're using to like evaluate our students, right? Because with working in Philly, there's a metric called On Track. And what that means is students that first-time ninth graders, if they graduate, if they go into 10th grade, passing their 4 core classes and 1 more elective, then they're twice as likely to graduate within that 4-year span, right? A lot of times we don't pay attention to what the standardized test is telling us, because some of us know that those standardized tests are kind of like set up to kind of go against us, right? So how are we measuring our students? How are we making sure that they actually know where they are and that they haven't made that reading level? And then what is going on with parents? What is going on with the curriculum and the instruction? And how is that communicated amongst us all, right? So to answer that question, I personally, because we're under receivership, me or anyone on the board would be able to really have the ability to make that decision, right? But what's the conversations being had at the table about our student outcomes? And what is the influence that the school board is having on the receiver to try to make sure that those agenda items are being pushed forward, right? So one, what's the metric that we're evaluating our students under, right? And how realistic is that compared to like what we know they'll need in order to survive after high school?
Let's go.
And what are we doing to bridge that gap? Any other questions?
That was a very very in-depth point you just made. And I love that about you.
Should I?
Right?
I'm sorry.
No. You're good. You're good. That's what they want to hear, right?
Okay.
That right there says you're qualified to be on school board, because you wasn't just
honest.
like, I just want to ask the kids who read to them at night. You feel me? Like,
I mean, we already know that it starts at home.
It definitely does.
Whatever can't happen is expected to happen in school, right? And we should have enough people in the building to be able to develop the whole dynamic of a child. That's literally what the science is telling us. So if that's the case, if we have the bodies in the building and the bodies is able to do the work, where's the gap? And we know that whatever doesn't get handled in the community pours into the school, because that's the only other universal place that our babies can be. So how are we addressing that community stuff as well? We can't just talk about in the classroom. We got to talk about outside the classroom too. How are they handling themselves before they get to school, after they get to school? Because that's going to affect how they show up to school.
How they show up. I'm just doing Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, the Migos.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, background.
No, for real, I really do appreciate your support. And like you said, you know me, so you know that like I genuinely like have a care. I genuinely have a passion. And again, I'm humble enough to be like, if I don't know the answer, let's go find it.
I've seen you with your students.
Oh wow, yeah, you did.
I've seen you with your students. I've seen the care that goes in to every student in your vicinity, right? You've called me when you've lost students. Not one time, not two times, not three times, not four times, right? You wanted to quit because you felt like you weren't doing enough, and I told you can't quit yet, right? I get it. Like, if you get shot, you can quit, but I'm not telling you to go get shot, but I'm saying
sorry.
like you can't quit yet. You have to keep pushing, right? Because the next step is going to be harder than the last step, right? One day it won't be no more steps. You'll just be able to walk straight, right? But until you got to keep climbing. You got to keep moving, right? So I definitely appreciate you for who you are, right? The love that you have for your community, for the children, for the students, for Chester High, for Chester Upland School District. I know it's there, right? I just, I just want you to get in. You feel me? So everybody, November 4th, man, come out, vote. Make sure you vote. Make sure you're saying what's important to you. Make sure you know what you want to see. Ask questions. Listen, I don't have a problem with answering any questions. Or if you know anybody that's on the ballot and you want to interview them and you want them to come through the radio station so you can ask them questions, tell them to hit me up. I don't have a problem with letting whoever come through here that's on the ballot. Whoever.
I like that.
You heard me?
Heard
you. Heard me. All right. CMPradio.net, man. You already know it's your boy, Uncle P, man. I want to thank y'all for tuning in, man. I want to thank y'all for watching the show. I want to thank y'all for voting. I want to thank y'all for moving. I want to thank y'all for breathing. I want to thank y'all for living. I want to thank y'all for eating. I want to thank y'all for everything, because everything that we do is thankable, I guess. Is thankable a word?
Yeah. Well, I don't know about thankable, but grateful.
Grateful.
We could be grateful.
We could be grateful. Yeah. You can be thankful. You can be grateful. I want y'all to have a great day, man, on purpose, man, with purpose, man. CMPradio.net. This is the Cultivating Mature Positivity Podcast, man. And, yeah, man, have a great rest of your day. It's Taco Tuesday, is it?
No, it's Wednesday.
I'm about to
get
some tacos.
It's Dollar Wing Wednesday.
I'm about to get some tacos, bro. I'm out of here, man. I can't even do that no more. Peace. Oh, no, that's not the song I want.
That's not the song you want?
No, hell no. We don't.
Just start it and stop it?
No, yeah.